Sadistic, depraved and warped. Without swearing, those are the only words that I can think of to describe people like Dennis Jaffa and Jamie Lewis, two Metropolitan Police constables who took photos of the bodies of sisters Bibba Henry and Nicole Smallman, who were brutally murdered in a London park after a birthday celebration. In fact, we spoke not long ago about a man who had taken his own life in Northern Ireland, where the family of the man had been informed by Northern Ireland's police ombudsman that during an investigation they had uncovered photos of the man on PSNI officers' mobile phones, where they had manipulated his lifeless body into poses and took photos, and in at least one image even exposed his genitals for a photo opportunity. I think that apart from the people that commit murder, this type of person who thinks it's appropriate to desecrate and disrespect the deceased are pretty much just as bad in their complete lack of respect for another human being. Well, now we hear of a second family who have had to imagine and deal with the idea of police disrespecting their loved one after they had expired. In 2012, Jim Lennon from Northern Ireland sadly took his own life. In 2017, his family were informed by the police ombudsman that an officer was being investigated for allegedly taking photos of Jim's body directly off of the Police Service of Northern Ireland's database. On the 8th of July this year, we spoke about the incident regarding the Northern Ireland family whose family member had died and police manipulated his body into poses for photos. And in that report, we spoke about how the Northern Ireland Police Ombudsman was investigating and how that investigation was part of a much larger, more complex case encompassing investigations into 11 separate but related incidents spanning several years. I'll link to that in the description and up here. Well, both that incident and this recently disclosed one about Jim Lennon are said to involve the same officer who has been on fully paid leave for the past 5 years. Now, there's no evidence yet, but it may appear, based on the kind of sickening offence that this cretin likes to commit, that perhaps all 11 incidents are separate but related in the fact that it could be the same sicko that's committed them. Now, that is an assumption, but one I think is based on some merit, considering what this fuckpig has been accused of. So far, allegedly, the PSNI constable has not been charged with anything, but files are said to have been filed with the Public Prosecution Service. Jim took his life at just 46 years old. That's just 2 years older than me. And let me save the sickos hiding in the shadows on this channel some time. I already know there are some of you hiding out there who wish I had taken my own by now. But alas, although I do suffer, there ain't no way you're getting rid of me that easily, unless your mum keeps giving me biscuits. Now, I don't have any names of these cretins yet, and I think that's probably a good move by the PSNI and the police ombudsman, because I reckon if the names of these coppers got out, they wouldn't get to see justice in court. Not that I would blame anyone for wanting to get their hands on them, let's be honest. But these are just the tip of a very big iceberg of sick fuckpigs working within police forces across the UK. And yet they still play the same old tune of wanting to rebuild public trust while either not taking action on these reports, taking too long to act on them, or even the act of these sickos being allowed to essentially have years of paid leave. I think this completely flies in the face of what the police keep trying to persuade us that they are, and while this kind of thing is ongoing, I find it very difficult to imagine that trust will ever be rebuilt within an organisation that is as broken as the current policing organisations within this country are.